done took too many L's, told my niggas wins only, yeah. Wins only, yeah. Wins only, yeah. Wins only. I done took too many L's, told my niggas wins only.
First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. Glad to be back with you guys. I want to know from each one of you, do you have a pet peeve? And if so, what is your pet peeve? We'll start this way. Jesus.
Oh, man. Can we go to
Kev. We'll go to Kev.
If I had to say a quick pet peeve, I hate when people be the grammar police. Like
The who?
the grammar police.
Oh, okay.
Like online, it's like we all be online, post pictures, tweeting, you know, all that. Not everything I be so exact.
Mm-hmm.
You don't gotta get on everybody. Not everybody know they're theirs. Nobody know all that. Twos and twos. Like sometimes on certain people who act like they got it together, when they act like they got it together, then yeah, go ahead. But other than that, just laugh.
Half of them ain't graduate.
That part. Some of them can't even read out loud. And you want to sit here and talk about you good on the test, but you still can't read out loud. So now add up to me. That's a pet peeve of
So
mine.
grammar. What she called it?
Grammar police.
Grammar police. Okay.
Yeah, nah, go
Well,
I have two. One is really vain, and the other is a little bit more on a serious personality type of thing. One that's vain is smacking. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't want to see what's in your mouth, and I don't want to hear it.
ahead. Hey, when
Like,
that shit good.
no.
Or like even people that I know that are like that chew with their mouth closed.
Wet like this washer machine.
So how you supposed to control that though?
Sometimes, I mean, you can't control it, but sometimes, you know, people just be going in. It's like,
Hey, with
Shut up.
your mouth get moist,
Like,
it get moist.
hey,
in my mind, I just want to press pause and be like,
I
wow.
thought I was the only one. That is aggravating.
It makes my flesh crawl, but that's how I know if I'm really rocking with you. If you could just be by me and I don't say anything. But like if I don't really care for you, that's just gonna be the thing. This is what. And once you close your mouth, god dang. But anyways, my other pet peeve is like bullies. People that don't allow people to be themselves. Like they want to ridicule people for being their authentic selves. In other words, just make them feel bad about like not thinking the way they think or not vibing the way they vibe. You know, I'm the type of person I can agree to disagree. That's your thing, that ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? Just let everybody be kind of cool. As long as you ain't murdering babies or really physically hurting someone. Why make somebody feel bad or attempt to make someone feel bad? Because you can never make somebody feel bad about themselves if they truly are in tune with themselves. But yeah, all that be for the birds. But yeah, those are my two rules.
I thought of you too. Jesus and Ted.
Unless you got one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
What you guys be
There's
like?
a method to my madness. Okay?
Alright.
I'm just kidding.
Alright,
What
go
do you
ahead,
guys go?
Jesus.
I'm gonna keep it kind of simple. My pet peeve is being ill-informed, misinformed, not taking the time out to investigate. Because I think not investigating or not putting effort into investigating, that's just pet peeve for me. I don't even know how to close it out, but that's
It's a
what
simple
it is.
Google search.
Just in
It's a
general or
simple
about
Google
like
search for a lot of
specific? Just like in general?
Yeah, just in general. No, be informed about what's
Mhm.
about to come out your mouth
Mm-hmm.
or whatever you engage in.
I would add that to mine.
My pet peeve is people who try to get over. Like, it's a difference between somebody helping you out, but when you try to take advantage of somebody, try to get over somebody, like it's too much energy put into that. Like it's wasted energy trying to get over on somebody. Just do the right thing. That's my pet peeve.
Mine, I think, would tie in with both of y'all's actually. Like, in this day and age, I feel like there's a lot of superficial people like just people that are on the surface, people that aren't like rooted within themselves, and they can't tap outside of their own way of thinking. And I think you have to do that, like in this day and age, to actually connect with people. So that would be mine. The superficial people. Being with this being a new year, do you guys like was there any resolutions or goals that you set for last year that you didn't accomplish that you want to accomplish this year? Is there anything this year that you feel like you want to kind of tap into just to evolve as a person?
I'll start this one. I feel like last year, subconsciously, I did a lot more than I thought I did. The last part of the year, last month, like I did a lot of reflection. Like I lost my grandmother towards the end of the year, and that really kind of had me take a lot of things in perspective as to where my life is, got to the point, because, the influence she had on my life, just making sure that the time she spent, the money she spent, the love, the blessings, the prayers wasn't in vain. And honestly, I could say every year I've been sitting with our cameraman, and we used to sit. I remember we started I remember we used to chill in the shed. I used to chill in the shed. I used to love the shed. And then from every year, we went from sitting in the shed to now technically I'm in a better place than where I was. So it's just like every year it went from like a shed, apartment, a house, and then now where I currently reside, like even in the area, like personally, I can't sit here and say I've taken a step back with my kids throughout the year. They've just been like, it's nothing I can complain about. So yeah, I can say I've reached my goals. I will say this year, my goal is to stop doubting myself. Teddy asked me earlier, and once again, I know God works in mysterious ways. You don't even know. Like, you asked me about the music, like, you're the fifth person, like, maybe, to, like, maybe even, like, more, like, to ask me, when am I doing music, or, like, when's new music dropping, and that's my goal for this year, is to stop doubting myself, stop thinking I need other people, stop thinking I need time, or I just need to just do it, because I've just been in situations where I've been around people who like, I know they was pompous and felt like they was better than where I was at, and just because of how hungry I was with just like even just proving myself to be able to sit at this table or show up, like I don't rap 24/7, but I can rap, and that's just the doubt that I had in my mind to just stop thinking of myself as a low tier, like that type of person. Like, I've been in a room with lyricists, and I've held my ground. Like, I've held my ground, so I gotta stop doubting myself. And I really just gotta push myself this year.
And you really gotta think about it too, man. Because you looking at the rappers now, man. And it only takes one song for them to blow up and make it to where they at now, bro. So I can't really doubt yourself. I'm pretty sure most of them did doubt themselves until they took that first step. Made it bang. They probably ain't know, oh, this ain't gonna hit like all the other songs, but when it did, they was like, oh shit, it's the one.
Yeah.
So, you can't never doubt yourself, man. It's gonna happen.
So do you have anything with the question I asked? You want to tap into that? Or?
Ask the question.
Yeah, I was going.
I forgot. No, I'm just kidding. If there is anything that you plan to do in 2022, right?
Yeah.
2022 that you didn't accomplish, what was it? And if you have a different, I don't really remember how I asked the question, but
You said
What you ain't accomplished 2022?
yeah, and then what do you have, kind of going into this year? What are your hopes for yourself in terms of evolving as a person?
Yeah, it's one thing I wanted to try to accomplish last year, because everybody know I like to cook and everything, so I wanted to start my own business. I like to barbecue and stuff, so I want to dabble into that, and hopefully my wife can help me with that, trying to start my business, and hopefully it goes good.
So absolutely. He is a good cook though. Have y'all had his? No, y'all haven't had his ribs. We gonna have to. Well, we gonna have to bring something else for you, but.
Something.
Corn on the cob.
Yeah, barbecue, anything.
This year, though, you say you didn't accomplish that last year. What we go? So this year, just trying to make sure you get that off the ground.
Yeah, make sure I get it off the ground and stay motivated because last year I wasn't motivated, man. I was complacent last year. Like it was so much other stuff going on, and it was just fast paced last year to where like you feel like I don't want to do this because this coming up. I don't want to do that because this is coming up. I don't want to make this decision and then whatever we have set in stone, that shit don't fall through and then it messes up this. Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff just going on last year to where you really couldn't make that step. So this year I'm gonna make it my I do need to make that step, that first step, and then hopefully everything else will fall in afterwards.
I think 2020 was a rough year for everybody. For me personally, it was because 2022. I went way back to 2020.
It was a rough year
I
for
was
everybody
way
that year. Y'all COVID.
I know. It's like it fast forward.
It did though.
So
It really
the
did.
past few years for me has actually been unique. Some of it's been challenge, some of it's been joy, with the birth of my baby. I think for 2022, I set a goal to be more like intentional about coming out of, because during COVID, like I completely shut like my whole life down. Like I was in the house, didn't go nowhere. I had my groceries delivered to me. So for me, when I went like back out into society, it was like anxiety for me. And so coming into 2022, I was really intentional about, getting back social, which is kind of why we decided to try to start this podcast. And I think so far so good. So I'm happy about that. This year, I want to try to get more into meditation and health and prayer. So those will be my main things, manifestation, and just really like evolving in every area for myself and my family. But yeah, I think I covered it all.
Hey y'all. My turn. I would say 2022, I kind of became, I thought I had this whole plan and, a way that I thought things were going to turn out like that year or this year. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. When I came down, it kind of flip-flopped on me. I became my own student. Like, y'all know I was heavy into the fitness. I ain't even going to sit up here and say that I'm still not. Like, I have a passion for it, but it's always been something that's been connected to my purpose because my purpose is a little bit different. But I became my own student. Like, what I'm saying is I kind of flip-flop. The women and the men or the people, the lives that I've touched through the aspect of fitness, I needed that kind of for myself because I was the total opposite. Like, my body was kind of failing me, doing the opposite of what I wanted to do. I'm so used to being able to just, go work out and show my clients this and that and the third and just, pushing through and helping people get over like just mental breaks or whatever the case may be. And I kind of had to love on myself not being able to do that. And, just being kind to myself and just loving my body the way it is now, which is a lot different. I don't know. I just became like a student of myself.
And that's totally okay. I mean, I think Actually, I think women are harder on themselves, and I think society has made it that way.
Yeah.
I did today want to tap into. I haven't forgot about you. I did want to. Hey, Sue. I did want to tap into like influence and everything today, but just to tag along to what you're saying, you know, it can be very overwhelming, and I think the beauty in what you said is just being your own student, and a part of that is being able to feel what you feel and not feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? Just feel what you feel, let it out in any way, shape, or form. I'm also kind of learning that too, and sometimes it's not easy to be vulnerable in a sense, and so I applaud you for being able to tap into that energy and, you know, tell us that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so that I didn't like. That was one of the goals. I wanted to come here and start my like fitness journey or classes and just delve back into that. But I think it happened the way it needed to happen because I had to tap in a whole nother level. I'll be able to reach, you know, a lot more people because I kind of went through it. You know, oftentimes people feel like, well, how you gonna tell me you have this perfect body, this and nah, hell nah. That ain't the case. So I'm working on that. 2023, it's just about being open to a new vision of myself and what I thought my life was gonna look like and how I thought I was gonna have like what a family and all this other stuff. I have what I need. Just, you know, open to whatever, like rearranging the picture, like putting up new artwork or whatever it is. And this thing called life. That's what 2023 is going to be about for me. You know, being okay with it. It's not what you know how you have your mindset on what you think something is going to look like? Nah. And if it's a remix, I'm cool with that.
And it's not until you get to the end of the remix that you be like, dang, like this is so much better than I could have ever planned.
Right.
Hey, Sue.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Me personally, I've been on this journey for a while, for a long time. So New Year's don't really mean nothing to me personally. The marathon will always continue. So I, without getting specific about 22 and what I'm doing in 23, the basis of what I always go by is, you know, self-care. So I'm a cater to my spiritual, my emotional, my health, my finances. I'm looking for exit plans out of these mundane 9-to-5 jobs. I think I'm bigger than that. I'm going in a super focus mode. I told myself I'm going to hibernation. Where I get off the scene for a while, and I'm coming back in the spring. I'm getting my health on. As far as my diet, getting in the gym. I'm just gonna attack everything that I want to manifest. I'm gonna attack it and I'm gonna get it. I mean, I'm not gonna want it. I'm gonna get it. You feel what I'm saying? That's just my mindset. And anything that don't serve me, I'm gonna just let it go. And I think that's the quickest way to get what you want in 2023 is let go of anything that don't serve you and laser focus. That's what I got.
Yes, sir. You said a quote last episode that stuck with me. If it don't apply to us, it ain't gonna ride with us.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Eat the fish and spit out the bone. Fly, let it fly. Yeah, we're hilarious. So in today's time of influence and superficial people and just self-centered people, which being self-centered is not always a negative thing. Like sometimes you do have to be self-centered. So I don't want to put a negative connotation on that, but I do want to know from you guys, like, have you had
But hold on, before you do that, give a definition of self-centered.
Yeah, the one you talking about.
Self-centered, I mean, it's broad, but what I'm speaking on is self-centered in an arrogant way, self-centered and it's all about me, and I don't care about what you have to say. It's all about what serves me. I don't care about serving you. I think it's a give kind of situation in relationships. You have to serve and be served. And I think in this day and age, we're all about serve me. It has to be things that make you feel good. You can't see the bigger picture. People that can't tap into things on a deep level, it has to be on the surface. So that's kind of what that's where I'm coming from with self-centered. I think everybody has probably a different definition for it. But just the broad thing, or from what I've seen in today's time, is it falls under the things that I just mentioned. Just that.
I was just going to say that I just looked it up real quick so you don't think I'm on my phone. Self-centered is to be preoccupied with oneself and one's affairs. An example in the sentence is, he's far too self-centered to care what you do. Similar is egocentric, egotistic, egotistical, egomaniac, wrapped up in oneself, self-loving, and looking after number one.
Ooh,
And on that, like, I just feel like that can serve a purpose, but just look for a life of solitude. Like, you can't want to be in something that's nurturing for you, like as a with other people when you're in that manner. Like, you need to have a period of time where you're going to be solo because you need to be selfish or you need to be self-centered, and don't expect to have people be there for you if you can't reciprocate that, you know. So there's a season for that. But I think what happens is people try to have their cake and eat it too. Like, you want to be selfish, but you want to still have the backbone of a friendship or a partnership, or people be there for you when you're only wanting to be there for yourself. That, hell no. And going over there on the island, like I said, there's periods and times in your life where you need to fly solo, because right now I need to worry about me, and you need to let that be stated so people can leave you the hell alone. Because you cannot function or think you're going to function in a non-toxic environment and think that that's going to fly and people are not going to get worn down. Like, nah, it's not going to always be about you.
And see, with that, I find that people, they like to unload their issues on you. And if you're a true friend, and if you're a true husband, a true wife, a true mother, that's gonna father, that's gonna weigh down on you. It's kind of like when you cry, I cry. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people don't realize that. I feel like people just walk around and they feel like, I can say what I want, do what I want, feel how I feel, tell you all my problems, you're supposed to be, it's all about me, 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 me. But they don't realize how heavy that weight is. And so where I was getting at is, do you guys find like complexity, like what is the complexity in today's time of finding like friendship and like real, genuine, you know, organic relationships?
that's easy.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
How so?
Because first of all, like your tribe, you always gonna attract your tribe. Your tribe is your tribe. And when you do get into when you do rub shoulders and come together with people, they always show you who they are. You get what I'm saying? Me personally, cause I don't got many friends, but all include my brothers, we battle tested. Like we didn't got put in situations to where you had to show your hand. A lot of people don't know how the people around them show their hand, so you gotta put them to the test, like test them. I mean, do y'all test people?
See, for me, it's kind of like if I don't vibe with you, I just don't vibe with you.
Exactly. So then.
And so I don't. To answer that question, I guess it kind of goes to like when people show you who they are, believe them, believe them.
Definitely.
And so for me, I don't waste time testing. It's more about reserving some of my energy and reserving some of the benefits that come with me to kind of first see who you are first. So it's more about how I reserve myself in those situations.
So check this. I ain't talking about initial. I'm talking about they got in there. They in there.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? They in there. Y'all can say cool. Y'all cool. You feel what I'm saying? A test would be like, damn. If I go through some things, let me see this person's reaction. You get what I'm saying? If he go through some things, let me.
I don't think for me it's a cognizant thing. It's not intentional, but it's more of once you show me something I don't like, it's gonna stick with me. And I may not even tell you. I may not even, you know what I'm saying, show that it bothers me. But it's like, oh, okay, I see.
So now you shut down.
I can categorize you.
But why would you see something and don't say anything
I guess it depends on the magnitude of the situation.
And allow them to do their heart's desire, so you can see like what they chose to do. Now, I'm not saying that well, I guess that is testing. Like you're allowing them to show them you or whatever. Like I'm not a controlling type of person.
Or my bad. So see you. If you know yourself, you know what you bring to this person that you interact with. Say somebody like me, I might be in an advisory role or some shit like that. I might be somewhere, damn, they come to me for advice, right? It wouldn't suffice for me to just sit there, just let some bullshit go on. You get what I'm saying? Damn, I see some bullshit. Alright. Let me correct. Let's talk about it. I ain't gonna shut down the line of communication. I'm gonna say something. Now I'm gonna see how you react after that. You get what I'm saying? When you know your role,
right?
You good.
Right. I agree with that. I think it's situational. I think for me, because I'm just I say this all the time, a naturally anxious person. I'm always in my head. Sometimes I have to back away to make sure that what I'm seeing is not me putting my overthinking on it and that it's actually it. And so sometimes I do have to back away and say like, okay, let me reevaluate this. You know, let me see my fault in it first. Do I have a fault here? So sometimes for me, it's just kind of been a balance. I have to find my balance with that. And sometimes it's me not saying anything to you about it. It's me recognizing who you are. Sometimes it's me saying, okay, I understand that this is how you are. And just back away. Sometimes you have to put distance there too. You know, so I think it's a balance. It's just, I can't even explain it. It's a balance.
Functional in your life. Like,
if it's toxic, it's like, oh no, I'm addressing it. Like, you know, it is what it is. But if it's functional, you know, it's more of,
can I deal with this or can I not?
My biggest thing with that, like with testing, like when I see you as a friend, like I take friends seriously. Like I really take that seriously because a real friend is somebody who will lay down their life. Like my mom has a permanent scar because her best friend took the blunt of the attack, but my mom still got a scar. And if it wasn't for her best friend, like a real friend, putting her life on the line, my mom wouldn't be here right now. And it's like friends like that. When I see a standard of friend, like when we was going through hard times, who I saw my mom's friend, like those are the standards I hold. And like with my friends, like I don't know too many of my friends, and getting older, it's fucked with me because I'm like, the way I've treated the people that I call my friends, I know that their family, because of how my family knows I am, people don't treat me how my people treat them. And sometimes, like for a short amount of time, it was like, damn, could I call this person my friend because the love ain't reciprocated on their side, but I'm not blaming their people. Like, that's just a luck of the draw for me, because I would still be doing this with or without my family. I was still doing it with or without my family. Like, the friends that I have put their lives on the line, their finances, sacrifice real shit to make sure, you know, I'm okay and vice versa. And the hard thing though is like getting that selfishness out the way, where it's like, damn, like, fuck, like, I don't feel like doing this shit. Like you ain't worth, like, but then it's like, nah, like, any real friend is worth the sacrifice. And that's the hardest thing.
Do you guys have real friends, like true organic friends? And if so, what do you expect out of your friendships?
I think I do. I think that's why there's a few.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Including my brother and my friends. I was like, first of all, we all came out of the same portal. So, so we pretty much was raised with that the attitude, the add-ons.
Mm-hmm.
I call them brothers too. Like I said, I seen them put it on the line. You get what I'm saying? I seen them through the good, I seen them through the bad. Would they ever change up? Who knows? But if they do, it wouldn't be no beef on the separation. It'll be alright. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I think my little circle official. I'm cool with that. Me personally, I think I do.
Yeah, I think mine's good too. I mean, me and Jesus practically got the same circle. You know, we talk to the same amount of people. But I want to give a shout out to my guy brother, Shad, man. That's my guy, man. Even though that's family, like.
Yeah.
I don't have friends. I have family. Like, Shad, man, me and him, we don't talk a lot, but when we do, we talk. It's like
Miss a beat.
every 3, 4 months, 5 months, I give him a call. He'll give me a call, but we don't talk day to day. But yeah, man, that's family right there, man. He stayed with us. I stayed with him. Like, man, we like 2 peas in a pod, man. We just picked up where we left off, man. I love you for that, man.
I feel the same way. That's the cameraman. That's my motherfucking dog right there. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, a lot of times,
Look at him trying to be on
it's
my
been
show.
like, I ain't gonna hold you. There's a couple times where I thought there's a lot more cutthroat dudes that would do a lot more things. But I promise you, like, this man has stood 10 toes for me and my people, and I did the same for him, and I appreciate him for wholeheartedly. And I got some other ones, like my dog Austin. Like, I got a couple like people that I know would literally, like, I ain't gotta worry about shit, cause it's already done went to that point. And I'm thankful for having friends out there. Like I said, the standard for me was set real high. And once I saw motherfuckers really just like, fuck it, we here, like, that, like, really, like, you know, make shit easier being on this planet. Like, it's just like really having like a companion, like really having somebody you can rely on outside of. And actually, we low-key is family, like, in technicality, and it's crazy that we found that out, like, way after we was friends. So it's just like,
That's that tribe.
Right.
just having people who be there for you, like, it sucks though. Like he said though, like, when it came, I had one person I thought was gonna ride to the Wheels Fall Out too, and then that paperwork came back, and that it showed difference. So, you know, like you said, you do gotta be careful.
Yeah.
You do gotta be careful.
Well,
Motherfuckers be down to it.
I was just gonna say, like, I have friends that's family that became family, and family that's friends, generally from like family, but we actually just like friends, you know. So it's a tribe, and I know what to expect from each individual, you know what I'm saying? And you might have one, they solid about you, but they might not be a fighter. So that ain't gonna be the one to come through with the big guns. You know, they'll get your paperwork and stuff straight and all that other stuff, or they'll look after the kid. You know what I'm saying? So I just know that the way that I ride for my people, they'll ride the same in their own way. Like, that's how I am as a friend. Like, my only thing is what's gonna put you on like the outside, kind of like, if I'm dealing with you and I just feel like time and time again you've done this, like if you get upset and we not like, cause that's friendship, that's family, like being your authentic self. Hell no, I don't agree with you. You get on my goddamn nerves.
Right.
Like, come on, which one do you?
Yeah.
That type of thing. I don't do the because you mad, you switch up. Like,
it wasn't real to begin with.
right.
Yeah.
Hell no. Are you mad? Fuck, you're right. I'm mad. We still going to get something to eat. Yeah, we probably going to get something to eat, but yeah, you still get on my goddamn nerves.
Or take
Yeah.
an honest break sometimes.
Right.
You ain't gotta like.
No, I'm just saying, like, if something was supposed to, you know how people like to be petty. Well, I ain't going to.
That's what I mean. Like,
If you, say for instance, just like husband and wife, like, y'all, it's certain things that y'all do on a regular that's just routine. Like, say for instance, y'all make up bed together every morning, and it's just like the pettiest thing. Oh, you pissed me off. Well, I'm not doing that. My obligations. No, that's real love. Love is a duty. It's a duty. So it's just like the solid. I'm a Capricorn. That loyalty stuff is everything to me. It's when you don't really feel like doing yeah. You can
Smash it a little bit,
be
but make
mad,
that
'cause
better.
that's that fake stuff. If you
Yeah.
say everything's supposed to be like, oh yeah, we're smiling. Nah, I'm mad as hell, but I'm still fall through for you. But just give me a little space. You know what I'm saying? Might not want to go have a glass of wine right now, but I'm not gonna not fall through on some stuff that, you know, that I said, the substance, the stuff that, you know, it's not supposed to move. Like,
Right.
you move off of your emotions, then
Exactly.
you're not solid. You're not my tribe. Like, I don't want, we're not. Because emotions change every day. You know what I'm saying? That's my little tester thing.
I've never, my friends are like, you know, family. I've never actually experienced a true friendship, like outside of my family. Like, when I say family, I mean like blood. I've never had the opportunity, or not opportunity, but I've never had that. I've never had a friend. I've never had a true friend.
don't.
Honestly, no. I'm being for real. I've never had a true friend, and I feel like I always tell my mom, like, if you don't have friends that you were like in high school with, that you grew up with, it's hard to like find friends. Like, do you guys agree with that? Like,
Not necessarily.
no.
I'm on Twitter right now. I made a couple friends in a couple months, and some of them even done checked up on me.
But I don't mean like associates. I mean friends. Like, that's the difference.
Out of the people that I met on there, I can say I met one who I actually would consider a friend, considering like the things that we like had a conversation, like we done ran down the list, you know, like when you get to know somebody, you run, and then it's like some shit that happened to them, they tell me, nobody else know, then some shit happened to me, I tell them. So yeah, I do think you can still make friends nowadays, but it is hard because people will switch on you real fast. People will people on you. So yeah.
Very much so. You was about to say something? So, do you guys think that when you're like a strong friend in a relationship, or like, and I don't want to put this in friendships, let's just put this in a general thing. When you're the strong person in the relationship, whether it be family or whether it be friends, however you want to put it, do you find that you get the shorter end of the stick?
Yep. Somebody else can answer. I'm just gonna say yeah. I'm sorry. Like, that's an easy thing. Yes, I would say, because my type of loyalty and the extents I would go for people is just like, even though like I know you would give as much as you can give. How much you can give is not how much I can give. So it's like, I'm not gonna be mad at you for that. But it's like I'll literally be Superman, Batman, every comic book superhero in the book for somebody. And sometimes they can only channel maybe Spider-Man. Maybe like, you know, a base level somebody, like they ain't got as much juice as I got to, like, you know, leap into action. But I'm not gonna blame them for that, because they still giving they 100%. my energy, my level, my cap is a little bit higher.
Mhm.
But I do look for them to, when I ask for the 100%, you give the 100%. Now, if you going through some shit, not everybody always be at 100%.
Mhm.
Sometimes you gotta keep in mind, when you going through, your friend's still going through. So if you, like, you can't always expect them to be right there meeting you. It's like them even listening. If you want a response or want some advice, if they just even able to listen, and you like, thanks for being an ear, because you see that they don't have nothing to like really give, you thank them for being an ear, and then you move on to maybe either find that or just, you know, you move on. But you don't doubt them for be like, damn, I was wasting my time calling them, why I even call. Like, you like, you be appreciative for what that friend do. So
So recognizing for who they are and not expecting more or yourself
Right.
out of them.
Mhm.
yeah,
Gotcha.
it's been a
I feel
hard
like
thing to learn
they
too.
can get, if you allow it. Like, that's a part of the time back into the evolving into, you know, self-awareness and just knowing yourself and what you can tolerate. Like, you do have to self-preserve a little bit because people will drain the shit up out of you. That's just some people's personality, or that's where they are in their journey in life. And you have to, you know, let them, sometimes you have to allow them to fend for themselves a little bit to allow them to become a little bit stronger. Because if not, you become like this life source for them, and they will suck you dry. So, guys, you just have to be kind of self-aware in that. I can see where you can get the short end of the stick if you allow it, but nah, you solid for a reason. God built you like that. You just have to find your solid, you know, and it's hard to find, but, you know, people that are the strong friend, they usually have like this calling on their life, you know what I'm saying? People gravitate towards you. So, I mean, it serves a purpose, but you just gotta know how to operate in it. So it won't be waning on you, like it's just draining all of your energy. Because I can see where it could. Yeah.
So speaking of self-awareness, why do you guys think, or do you think it's vital to be self-aware? And if so, why? And how do you recognize when you're self-aware? Who wants to?
That was loaded.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, first question. Do you think it's vital to be self-aware?
What do you mean by
It
Yeah,
is.
it's vital.
What do you mean by self-aware though? Like,
So knowing who you are,
Aware of your thoughts,
aware of your
emotions.
being able to adjust or adapt to different environments without losing yourself, without
Yeah.
losing who you
I think-
are,
I think-
compromising.
I think, yeah, because I mean, life nowadays is, I mean, it's a test.
Mhm.
It's, everybody is testing you. You might not think it, but everybody is like I said, most people is trying to get over nowadays, man. Like in the economy, how everything is going, people not where they're supposed to be. People is trying to get over on other people. So you got to be self-aware of where you at, because at any moment you let down your guard, somebody else will come in and they can trick you out of anything. They can turn out to be, oh, that's my friend now. And then you think that's your friend, and they somebody else 2 or 3 days later, and something bad happens. So you just gotta be self-aware of what's going on inside your brain. How do you feel? What's your walking life? And what's your everyday thing?
I think self-awareness is your GPS for life. Like, you know, if you're not grounded and aware, you know, of yourself and what you want and how you are and what you're capable of and the things that you need and what you cannot tolerate, or what even your purpose is, you're just gonna be kind of just walking in circles, or just feel like you're losing at life, or like you're always this victim. You won't be. you know, you obtain a certain power, and once you become aware of that, and you move a lot differently. You know, you do life don't do you. Your thoughts change, I think, when you become self-aware. But it's a journey. You don't just wake up and pop out and be like, hey, no. But I think it's a level of maturity that comes with that, and it helps you navigate through life a lot.
So how does one identify that they're self-aware? Like how does one, when do you come to that realization?
It's different for different folks.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, they could be in solitude. Some people could go through a traumatic experience. Some people could see symbols and signs. It's just different avenues
Mm-hmm.
in that department. That's what I would say.
Is that the journey to finding yourself or becoming self-aware? I think that's what that is. That's the journey too. Like however you obtain it. But I think the number one thing in it is holding yourself accountable in life, and the space that you take up in life, and the hand that you have played in any situation. Because a lot of times people are not aware of themselves and what they did and how, you know, an outcome may have been different or it could have been a certain way. What did you do? Like, you're not always, someone always did something to you or life did something to you. Sometimes you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Or, you know, or you played this move, so that was the outcome. It's your logic. It's the accountability. It has to be there, or you
I think
just
it
will
goes
not.
back to what Jesus was saying earlier about attracting. Because sometimes, like, we point the finger at other people, but it's kind of like you attracted this energy, you attracted this person. So what is it about myself that attracted this person? I think for me, when I came to the realization of being self-aware on that journey, it was me walking away from situations where I knew I could have cussed the person out, where I knew I could have, you know what I'm saying, retaliated in a nasty way, but I preserved myself, I preserved my energy, and I walked away from the situation. I think that's when, for me, I realized, like, growth and just how I've evolved as a person. It's deeper than that, but that would be, like, my surface answer for that. You have something?
Yeah, if I had to get like a surface answer, not even get that deep, like I'd be online like and like I'd be on Twitter Spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy to me is that I spend talking to these people, getting to know them, but then like I'm aware, I guess self-aware that if you like, it seems like you're really cool with this person. As soon as they leave the conversation, y'all talking shit about them. Then this person leaves, y'all talking shit about them, and then the person who's hosting it, like I'm talking to them, and they're just giving me all the details about X, Y, and Z. I wouldn't be self-aware if when I felt like I left that conversation, I might not be getting talked shit about. Like, why would I not, if somebody done showed me how they are to people that, especially when I done came in afterwards, if people done showed me how they are to people that they know longer than me, talking instant shit as soon as they leave the room, like, why would I sit there and expect more from this type of person? And even though, like, if their actions do line up with what the person's saying, it's not even that fact. It's just that
you didn't say it to that person.
Yeah.
So that's a toxic trait in a person. So how do you guys remove yourselves from toxic relationships? Like, if you were with, like, you had a friend, or you were just with, I'm not gonna put in a marriage sense, but just like a relationship. How do you remove yourself? If you feel like you're like so like you just locked in, how do you remove yourself?
I just remove myself. I tell them either I'm removing myself or like I say, good example, real life example. In high school, my friend had a car. I didn't have a car. Everybody thought I was just cool with him for his car, and I'm like, bro, like we literally go to each other's families' houses. Like, our family's cool. Like, why would I need that? And then, like, once his female cousin came out and said that, I said, I bet. I started taking the bus everywhere. It got to a point where, like, we went to the same college, like, we went to FCJ and all that. He was like, oh, you don't want me to take, nah, I'm cool, I'm finna catch the bus. It got to a point where he had to run down on me and said, no, bro, you ain't got to take the bus. I got you. Like, I don't, you know, it usually be me, like, we, like, you know, what's up? Like, it just be usually be me and you. I'm like, nah, bro, like, once I heard this, I was like, I want to make sure, like, I don't need nobody for shit. I'm not going to, what the fuck I'm finna do that for? Like, I really felt offended because it's like, that's just not in my character to do that type of shit. You feel me? So I removed myself without even having to address it, and I didn't treat him no different. It's just that whenever he was offered, I said, "No, I'm cool." I made my own preparations. That wasn't even a thought in my mind. And then it took that person to realize I was moving different, and they cared enough to be like, "Damn, bro, like I'm not used to this. I'm cool with it just being me and you, like this, like shit. Without, if you ain't say shit, we might not. I don't be doing shit without you, my dog." So it took shit like that for me to be like, yeah, like let me be aware to be like, if I need to step away from the situation because it may be perceived like this, let me move. Or if somebody does something that I don't agree with, hey, bro, you do you. I'm gonna do me. I gotta take some time because I don't agree with how that shit went down. And then sooner or later, if we cool, you gonna see, and we'll patch things up. But it's never a thing of like, I don't immediately cut somebody off. I just give it time, because if we ain't really cool like that, we just gonna fade off.
Right.
Like a lot of friendships, you fade off and some shit like that. But sometimes some people just be like, you just have that tie with somebody where it's like, we like male and female is just like, I don't want you to, like, no, we gotta be here.
Kind of what she was saying.
Like,
Yeah. You always find your place. Anybody have anything else about that?
I said,
So-
if it's toxic, if you know it's toxic, then it's got to go.
So what if it's family? Like, how do you sever toxic family? Like, I feel like you can't ever sever family. Like, you can put
yeah, you can.
distance there, but can you really ever sever?
The distance is separate. Yeah, if you,
You
don't
think
invite,
so?
if you don't invite nobody to the funeral, if you don't tell nobody what the funeral is anybody gonna call you? Like, who knows anything if nobody tells somebody something? So I mean, cutting off family is just a matter of communication.
So you agree with if even if it's family?
Even if it's family,
if it's toxic, it gotta go.
You gone. You out of
This
here.
is that. Not even 3 strikes. It's a spider. It's a poisonous spider. I see your ass coming, just smack by.
And I know how my people do raise their kids, and I got kids now, and I see how y'all went about y'all shit. I don't agree with that. There ain't nothing that I can learn from you. Well, why am I even here? Like, there's no point that, cool, I'm cool.
So you guys feel like family dynamics in today's time like has changed? Like, I just remember we're like growing up, and it could be the glue, like the grandma, the aunties that are, like just they're locked in, have passed away, and things just kind of take a back seat. Do you guys feel like the dynamics of family has changed with the new age?
No,
Yeah,
I just feel like either the person that was the dynamic was not toxic. Sometimes it be the person that is the dynamic toxic, and it just kind of just crumbled from that person, and it just died down. But I feel like in each generation there is that one. Sometimes you just kind of gotta know, like, okay, just pray that they're not that, because even it may not feel what you're used to it feeling like, but it's still there. Like, there's still some kind of presence of it. I wouldn't say it's gone. It's just like
Not as prominent.
it's not what it used to look like. Just like times have evolved, and what we used to do, like in the 90s as kids coming up, that's not the new thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
so much fun.
these kids, this generation has their way of doing the things that we did. So like playing video games, and now it's just like TikTok, and I guess like this is what they do instead of going on a bike trail, whatever the case may be. They find other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It just looks different. It looks different. You know
I
what
always
I'm
talk
saying?
about throwing water balloons. Like that, like honestly, throwing water balloons, running through the sprinkler. My cousins, we have our little popsicles, and it was just such a fun time. Like if I could go back, honestly, for a day, I would. Like I really would.
We gotta be honest.
Simplicity.
That comes from what we learned and what we said we wasn't gonna do. Like a lot of us that I know, they said, I'm not gonna make the same mistakes my parents made. We go back, our parents probably said the same thing. They learned slave behavior, give or take what region y'all was from, but you know, for the most part, a lot of things our great grandparents, my grandparents learned was from, you know, what happened, you know, on plantations. Now we sitting here figuring out also Big Mom was a, you know, had a promiscuous life. You know, you was raised thinking she was in the church her whole life. You was raised thinking Big Mom was holy and sanctified her whole life. Then when the moment you find out her life not like that, you sit here and you're confused. Your whole mindset is shifted because you're now in a position to understand the truth. But the problem is a lot of the older generation, at least to me, ain't keeping it 100 about what they did. They want to cover it up, or they want to make an excuse, or they want to just try to just stay like, yeah, your grandmama was a hoe, the biggest hoe out here.
I wanted to say that earlier,
but you know what? I realized one moment when I was getting fucked, like, you know what? I should be at home doing this. Like, it takes them, like, they're not going to tell you the moment that they turn to, oh, like, you know, your uncle who the biggest drug lord out here, like, you know, there's bodies in the woods behind your house. And it's like, you like, bro, you was every picture I've seen of you is literally you, gold chains, gold teeth, like, you look this type of way, but then now I see you in this type of way. What was the transition? And it's like, them being...
I think as you get older. You get older and you start peeping things for yourself. Because even if a person is to lie to you about a person's lifestyle or just, I think you peep things yourself.
No,
but if they don't come to you and be
that's the problem right there.
Recognize what they did, like, and you can like be like, okay, thank you for being
100,
honest.
yeah.
Can I ask a question then?
Very
Can I ask
true.
a question then?
I agree with that.
Because we all in this boat with children. We all in the boat with children, right? So, alright, would you lie to your children
About what?
to protect them?
From what?
I'm just saying, just in general, would you lie to your children?
I think the
Depends on the
truth
level.
sets you free. Like, I would
If I was
rather,
like a CIA agent, I'll probably lie.
I would rather my child hear something from me directly than to hear it from someone else. And you just never know what that story or whatever it is that you may be referring to. I think you're just putting it in a general sense, right?
Yeah, would
You
lie
just
to
never
your
know
children?
how that's going to impact, you know, your child. And so I think that you have to kind of balance it. You can't tell, for instance, if you adopt a child, you can't tell that child at 2 years old you're adopted. They're not going to understand that, you know. So I think it's a balance, and I think it
So you
comes
don't
with
lie?
age. No, you don't lie.
Oh,
But
man,
you
won't-
slowly-
won't-
I'm talking about the lie.
You don't pour on the truth, like, you don't pour on the truth just heavy. It's a gradual thing. It's a balance. And
Can
so,
That's what
In a
he was
way that
referring
they-
to.
Can we
He was
agree
talking about
on
his uncles
Can
and
we leave not to lie? We can omit certain parts of the truth
Yeah,
until
well, that's
based
fine.
on
you got a daughter, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell her the same thing I would.
You gonna tell? Would you lie and tell her how a bitch ass nigga look?
I
Or don't
would
look?
describe it based on age. If she 5 right now, my definition of a bitch ass nigga at 5 is gonna be described different than when she's 16. Then that's a bitch ass
We ain't
nigga.
talking.
But I'm saying
don't
like
put the age. I'm talking about when that time comes when she
when
get
the time
interested.
comes, absolutely, the truth
I'm
is
talking about.
important.
I'm talking about. You gonna lie to her? Are you gonna
no,
lie?
I'm not gonna lie. But there's things that I wouldn't consider a lie, but it's details that like I can't give her my full breakdown of men until she's probably 18, 21.
What?
So even at 6.
Too late.
But see, this is the thing. I'm saying a full breakdown, meaning that I'm gonna give what I feel like. But you at 16, 14 have only experienced so much.
No, bro.
But I also think,
You
But I'm
experienced a lot.
Yeah.
but I also think
But
it's based on.
To be fair, it's only as much as my parents dictated. Because once again, if I'm a parent, by the time my kids get a certain age, if my goal is to have them in if my goal is to have them in a gated community where that's a different environment than what I grew up in. So I can't give them the same advice because I grew up, everybody a different life. So at the same time, even the aspects of the experience of men that I know of is men from this general populace. Now, once I get to that other echelon, I've only been there for so long that even of my experience of certain men to a certain degree of real life experience is gonna be limited. She's only meeting 14-year-old boys. She's not meeting. Hopefully, she's not meeting no grown ass men. But when you meet a man of a certain age, at the same time, you only gonna comprehend when you 16. If a man's buying you shit, you like, oh, he spoils me, he loves me. You're not gonna see until you like 25. Like, why you a grown ass man talking to a 6-year-old girl? Like that, you don't think that as a woman until you done been there, done that. You flip around, your experience of that man is different now. So that breakdown
Hold
is
up.
different.
You missed a couple parts.
What did I miss?
Getting to that point to where she would even entertain a 25-year-old man.
So that's
What-
what
I'm hoping the 14-year-old. I'm hoping the 14-year-old.
This got nothing to do with no hope, man. This
A lot of
you can't
I
hope
mean,
with
she ain't
children.
14 right now, so I will hope
A lot
when she's
of
14
truth
by
that
explain
y'all
when
are
she's
speaking
14
of,
that
a
she
lot
don't go
of
to a
truth.
25-year-old.
the truth that you're speaking of, to me, it resonates as your walk. Like a lot of stuff, you got to teach them how you move, and they're gonna learn that way. And then it's gonna come a time where you have a conversation, and it's gonna have to, you're gonna put those actions, you're gonna put words on it to make it make sense a little bit more and have like a deeper understanding. So just like you tell the toddler or whatever the case may be in a way that kind of sits well with them, or they can understand on their cognizance of, hey, you may have not have came from mommy and that, like this and that and third, or like little Susie's, you know, but that love is all the same, and you show them that, and they feel that, and then as they get older, it'll start to kind of build upon itself. Do you omit stuff? I don't think so much as omitting. You just find a way of helping them understand it. So it may feel like you're omitting, but I think it's just like a building block. Just timing, like of how you
doing
get
things
into it.
based on
Yeah,
their
spoon feed it
level
to
of
them.
understanding. And I think you realize what type of conversations you need to have, like based on the questions they ask, based on the friends that they have. You know, sometimes I think parents in our culture, it's just no. You shouldn't be hanging out with that person. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't. When you're missing all the signs that, okay, this is the time for you to have this conversation, or this is the time for you to tell them this, or, you know. So I just think it's just really understanding your child and their level of understanding. You know, where their level of understanding
and
is.
the importance of that open lines of communication, them feeling like they can come at you anything without feeling like they're going to, this big punishment thing, like.
So I think we talked about it on a previous episode where you expect children to hold this responsibility as an adult, and it's not the same. And so to that it is understanding the level of understanding their level of understanding, and not expecting them to be an adult about it, but just meeting them where they are. I think we fail to do that sometimes. We just want a child to listen, shut up, don't say nothing, you know, but you just have to have those adult conversations and open dialogue. I think it's what's missing. And when they can get a better understanding, I think you get more out of them as who you want them to be or who they truly are. You know, sometimes I think we, like Jesus said, what did he say? We lower their, what was the title of the last episode?
Oh, getting away they great.
Yes, that. We do
I got
that, and
some
I think
quotables, I got some quotables.
yeah, you do. But I think we do that by lying. We do that by lying.
Now I was gonna
and
say
tricking them
adults lie
or,
too goddamn much.
You know, just
Because
be
a
honest.
feeling that they want, like a feeling that you want, or
Right.
I'll use an example. Kids, they love the little Santa Claus illusion thing or whatever, and like they'll kill the messenger because someone else tells them like, well, I don't believe this, but you can believe in whatever, and then okay, because that messed with your little illusion of seeing them, oh, they're so cute, now you mad,
Right.
You're like, nah, you gotta pick what you want, and like you want to keep it 1,000 with them, so they, you know.
No
So
Santa
do you
Claus
guys?
when I
I was
was
gonna say, do you guys force your kids to believe in Santa Claus?
Hell to the
Unfortunately, I don't have the authority to always dictate what they believe or
But if you did, would
if it
you
was up
would
to
you
me,
be
they
like?
wouldn't believe in Santa. Wouldn't believe in none of them mythical ass.
I told my daughter that shit. I said I'm Santa Claus. She looked at me like, no, you're not. I said, I'm Santa Claus. My son, he already know what the deal is.
Yeah.
I even let them tell me about God. That's another subject though.
Cause I always said I wanted my kids to get
Wait.
the backbone.
No, I want to hear a little more about that. I want to go into it. I mean, we don't have to talk about it, but just
I'm not a religious guy at all. I don't push Jesus and I don't put Jesus on them or nothing. I just simply ask them, what is God? And they give me their own little thing about God. And I'd be like, I'm cool with that. You feel what I'm saying? But it's just some stuff I have conversations with my children about. I let them teach me.
Also, I was just wondering, like, y'all, so if I understand this correctly, you have an issue as far as with just who getting paid more or recognition itself. That's what I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, is it the recognition
I
or the
think
pay?
it's both. It's both.
It's recognition for me.
For me, pay in this day and age, pay is the recognition.
Right.
But fame has always been just the one thing that gets paid the most. Even just back then, even if people, I mean, back then when humans were allowed to sit here and battling gladiators and rings and all that stuff, you have people that was lined up to see that because it's entertainment. It's people were paid to have a boost of that serotonin, just like you had mentioned before. It's like that can be anything. It could be from gambling, anything from somebody dunking a ball, getting that touchdown, or watching a movie. It's like something that boosts that, that side of the part of the brain. People always gonna pay for that.
Do you think, in your personal opinion, that people who give you that serotonin boost should be paid and or recognized more than those who provide a civil service?
Seeing how things get pushed more in our face, it seems that entertainment is what we get more thrown towards us. But at the same time, that's what gets paid the most bucks with it. I mean, that's just like how the system has been formed to it, where it's just like, now what we see that's in our face, I mean, it affects, it can affect, it can affect what we like and things like that, and just like influence, stuff like that. So I mean, it's just based off of what's being projected to us as well.
And let me tell you, like, for instance, should I use him? Yeah, I use him. Michael Vick. When he first came by, he was at the Falcons. I guarantee you, bro, 99% of African American kids that want to be a quarterback, they want to be Michael Vick because they seen him on the field. They bought all of his shoes. They seen him. And the black athletes, the black quarterbacks that's in the NFL right now, guarantee you ask them what was their motivation and who they aspired to be when they was a kid. I guarantee you they're going to say Michael Vick is their quarterback. Y'all don't think that have anything to do with, like, bro, that's...
She's saying that's the problem.
But you gotta understand. You gotta understand. Hold on. You gotta understand that. I understand doctors, firefighters, they save lives. I understand that. But shit, NFL players save lives too because they inspire kids to be better.
This is his funny ass.
Yo, laughing, bro.
That was his face. I was like, why?
You're laughing, bro. But it's real though, bro. I gotta understand, bro. It's in certain communities, bro. It's either sports or jail, bro. Either or, bro. You gotta understand that, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not diminishing.
That's what he been on that wave the whole time.
I'm not minimizing athletes. I'm not minimizing, entertainers. I'm saying that if we keep going at the rate we're going now, we're not gonna have doctors. We're not gonna have lawyers. Because all the people that are here now, 20 years from now, I ain't gonna want them to operate on me because they're gonna be old.
And that's the question.
Declining doctors or something?
And that's the question.
I'm just saying there will be.
But
if we keep focusing on entertaining and the hype of things,
I'm not. And see, my thing is, I don't have.
That's my only point.
I don't have a problem with what they get paid with. Like, my thing is really not even the payment. It's really the recognition because, all right. So like you said about Michael Vick, I'm gonna say this just because about representation. It's about representation and what exposure. My whole example is about exposure. A lot of kids grew up with like Spider-Man, Power Rangers. Now we got Black Panther, other black superheroes coming out. That representation was not there. Why? Because there was a whole other industry pushing something in front of somebody's face.
What if I want to be Black Panther? What if I want to be a superhero?
It
grow up to be a superhero.
Once again, the whole thing was
knowing that shit ain't real.
The whole thing was about representation. So once again, like you said, Michael Vick represented 99% of black, and my thing is, I remember, getting a sleeve, getting like headbands, like people got stuff for their favorite athletes, but that's when you're a child. When you grow up, you like, I'm not gonna be a D1 athlete. Maybe I should, be a IT guy. Maybe I should, be a guy who fixes cars. My thing is though, athletics is a thing of fantasy because athletics pros are elite, and even when you're elite, you still don't get paid that much. My thing is the respect and you don't get to see these other people who are out here doing this job every day get the recognition they deserve. They maybe get a TV show like 911 or like you get Law and Order, like you'll get TV. That's as much of a push. That's as much of a push.
But it's not impacting the people that do it for real.
How you know? Y'all don't know what they. Y'all know what the people.
But you don't know that Michael Vick impacted 99% of black dudes.
Bro, they say it in their interviews, bro. They answer, bro.
No, I know. That's who, one person?
Vick,
because
bro.
I just said what one person said in the interview, and that was one person, and I can't speak for everybody. So, no, it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter who. You said somebody said it. You said somebody said it. It doesn't matter.
I know
it doesn't matter because earlier
a lot of them niggas said it, man.
But the other pro player that I had said that I can't think of his name doesn't matter now. That's why I'm saying like we'll pick and choose.
This nigga want to be recognized as a foot scrub.
That's what I'm saying. We'll pick and choose the argument. Oh, this person when I say this person said that makes sense. Oh, but when you said this person that's also in the same industry said that don't make sense. No, that
nobody said it didn't make sense, bro.
I'm not. Yeah, Jesus literally said, "Oh, because one pro player said that can't speak for the whole organization." So just like you said, bro, you can't say that because one person said 99% of black.
He ain't say one person, man. You just.
I rest my case. I ain't got nothing else to say.
He said, "Ask all the black quarterbacks in the NFL." He said all of them.
I'm pretty sure most of the black quarterbacks said when they was interviewed, when they was young.
So you going off your opinion, what you pretty sure of, and I sit here and dictate what somebody said out their mouth who's like, but
I mean,
but discredited. But that don't. I'm cool. That's why I ain't got nothing.
All right, man. We could disagree, bro. It's all right. It's okay. We could disagree, bro. It's okay.
Disagreement. It's about like when I bring up fact and then somebody says
you ain't bring no fact. You said one person said
fact of what somebody who is a representation of the NFL.
I then who? If it's so cool.
I don't remember their name. I can look it up right now. But once again, I don't remember their name, but I do know that somebody sat there and said that in a publicly broadcasted TV show.
Why you still arguing that argument,
man? I want to hear somebody say, "Oh, I'm pretty sure that this was said." No, I knew what was said, but because I said that was one person, that don't matter. But now because you're pretty sure that 99% of what they said when it was coming up, pretty sure they said that.
No, Lamar Jackson said it.
Okay.
That's one person, but you said 99%.
At least he had a name on it. You ain't even got a name, bro.
And if I find out the name, then it's still one.
Alright.
I don't want to.
Yeah. At least he had a name.
His diction is still one player. If I find that person, that's still one player. Lamar's one person. You can name maybe two. That's two over me. Still, what was said in front of me, I only got one person, so it doesn't even matter. You name two, I'm already beat.
I still went back to logic, bro. When you in a sport when you in a sport like that, bro, your life is on the line, bro. You talked about health. Health is your life, bro. So that ain't make no sense to me.
It don't make no sense for me to bring up a quote from somebody.
No, but I understand that. But what you said, all right, state what you said.
No,
because I got something to ask after.
I already studied everything I had to say.
No,
I was just getting my rebuttal about what I saw.
I know,
The
but say it
conversation
again, because I got something to say for that.
I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't forget. I just ain't got nothing.
No, that's what I'm saying. State what did you say?
He don't want
That's
to,
all.
I already
man.
said what I had to say.
I know. I
I'm
want
not-
you to repeat it again.
I don't feel like it.
You don't want to repeat it again?
Nah, I'm sure.
Come on, man.
So let's get back to Simmer. When you go to work, you're an everyday person. You feel like they pay you enough for what you do and what you have to endure mentally and physically, in terms of paying your bills, in terms of making sure your family's squared away, in terms of all of that? Do you feel like they pay you enough?
No, I feel like I should get paid a little bit more.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I mean,
We put too much backing and financial backing and support. And
But do you-
I'm speaking of society. I'm speaking of society, just like Law mentioned.
Yeah. Gotta look up to us, nigga, no pill. Cool clouds, fire proposition.
Skybox view, I'm a young Jerry Jones, getting money, getting stoned, putting my niggas on, making sure our business on the top where we belong. My